So dans la vidéo, ça, je dis, je choisis pour un temps pour me partager quelques bagages de finances, surtout d'investissement que I wish me connais them dans l'âge college. Right? Because college right now is a junior in high school and then they go part-time job because they commence à entrer l'argent. And right now, in talking to college, tout l'argent s'achète dans son saving account. Right? And si vous sur le channel là, déjà connaît, it's not the best way pour vraiment gérer l'argent by letting it sit on the bank. And by qui est important tout c'est parce que right now on a l'âge côté qui est risqué dans l'investissement. Parce que you early on where si vous font erreur, you have time to recover. Versus someone qui older, it's like they don't really have too much time to recover and make that money back. So right now is the time where we can prendre plus risque avec l'argent ça. So having it sitting on a bank account is the absolutely worst thing you could do. And like bagay too, you don't have a lot of bills right now, I'm assuming, which help as well. So you can save and invest a lot of that money. And once you do that, in about 4 to 5 years, I've got the investment account, you're gonna be like, man, you know, it looks pretty clean. All right, so now commencer avec stocks. As you guys already know, stocks is really the cheapest way to get into investment, right? Because les pas demander un pile d'argent pour commencer. So, Carly, what do you understand about stocks? Like, what do you know about it right now?
So far, all I really know about it is like, it's like about the economy. You invest, like it goes up and down, you know.
Right.
So that's like the basic.
Right. So, essentially, when you buy a stock, you become part owner on that company, right? So there's a lot of companies where they listing them publicly, meaning that it's open to the public to own ownership in that business, and that's what we call stocks, or you can hear people say shares. So every time you buy stocks in a company, you become owner. Right, obviously, if you have like a little bit of ownership in the business, you don't get no say so. You can't tell them how to run the business because you don't have a lot of ownership. So that's essentially what stocks is. So when you buy it, what you're buying is you buying in the future of that company. You like looking at it like, man, this company is gonna be big in the future. So if I buy a little bit of it now, later on that money is gonna be a lot more because the company is gonna be bigger. The percentage that I have is gonna make me a lot more money. So that's what it is. And it's been around for a minute, and it made up, you know, a lot of people a lot of money. Again, raison qui fait les facile, c'est parce que you don't need a lot of money. And there's two different ways to invest in stock. You can buy single stocks, which is like you buying like each little company by themselves. There's also index fund, which is what we're gonna do invest today. And the reason is that with index fund, it's like you buying a basket of stocks, meaning that you can buy a basket that has Google, that has Amazon, that have Tesla in there. It has like the top best companies out there, right, in that basket, and you buy the basket, meaning that once one of them is doing good, the other one's not doing that good, it could always balance, right? So that's why the basket is a safer route, especially when you're investing long term. But at some point, you do want to buy the single little one, like you probably hear people talk about Doge, right? And the reason you buy those, it's like you hope that you get in early where you buy it for cheap and then it just blow up. Now you make a lot of profits from that. But not knowing a lot about stocks to start with, it's best to invest in index fund because it's a safer route because you have the best companies in there. So it's almost guaranteed that your money is gonna grow. Versus if Carly saw the company, I'm like, oh man, Carly got a company, it looks good, I'm gonna invest in it. Next, you know, Carly just like blew up the company, so now I lose all my money. But if I have a basket, Carly in the basket with everybody else, Carly gonna blow off his company, then Carly get kicked out of this basket. They replace it with the next best one. So I always have the best companies, and it's safer. So we're gonna go ahead and sign you up for a Robinhood account. It might take like a day or two for them to review your account before they can let you access. But we'll sign up for it, and then we'll follow up and make sure, we get in there and invest, and start. And I'll show you how the app work, and then how to actually invest and all that. So that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead and sign up for the Robinhood account right now. But the way stocks look, let's say we look at Apple, for example. If we look at Apple stocks, so it shows you how much it costs to buy one stock right now. But that doesn't mean you need $179. You can't just be like, all right, I only have $10. I want to buy $10 of stocks. So obviously you're not getting one whole stock, so you're getting like 10% of one. Yeah. So that's what's happening. You just keep buying whatever you want. And then this shows you the history of how the stock is doing. Like you can see it's growing. Like this is just today, right? We're doing 1 day. So you can see in the morning it was 175, and it's going up. 11, it's going up, and it's going up. Well, that's what it's projected. So the week, let's see for a year, how did it do? So for a year, you can see it started at 122. Now it's all the way up to 179. Meaning that if you buy at 122, now you make that difference, which is almost $60 difference on your money, right? So that's how the stocks work. In 5 years, you could see it started at like 30. So if you bought 5 years ago, now you see you would make like almost $100.
Like
so imagine that you had bought a lot of it. Now you multiplying that $60 times however much you had invested. So that's the reason that I'm trying to tell you, like, investing early on, like at your age right now, in 5 years, guess what? If you had a stock where you bought it at 30, and then in 5 years now it's at 180, you're sitting well. You're sitting well, just like that. So that's the importance of getting in early and putting as much as you can right now, and then you'll make a lot of money that way.
And we talking about like barely investing, and you're already making 150. So
yeah, easy like that, man. So that's what I'm saying. You throw that money in there, forget about it for a couple years, and then by the time you look at your account, you're gonna be sitting real good. Because if you're investing right now at the age of 18, this is when you're like 25, which is 6 years from now. You look at it. Let's say you're investing just $100 every month. You look at it in 6 years, man. You're gonna be sitting well. You're gonna be sitting well. So that's the reason. Overall, what's important is, just to recap, Bible one is that, like, having your money chita sur un saving account, it's not the best route to go. Parce que j'aime tout expliquer là, l'argent a perdu valeur, right? Meaning that si vous avez acheté un cup de l'eau pour $1 aujourd'hui, in about 4 or 5 years, vous avez besoin like $1.10 pour acheter les. So what happened is, l'on mette la banque, they might give you like 1% sur l'argent, meaning that, par exemple, bon, 1 cent sur $1, ça, then ou pas acheter by ça pour $1.10. Ça veut dire même l'argent que tu gagnes, ou pas acheter même bagage là. But si vous investissez and you're getting a lot more in return, now you can use that same money, that same dollar, because now it's worth more. You can still buy this thing with the same amount of money. So that's why it's important to not have too much money saving or sitting on an account. Usually I tell people, have enough to cover all your bills for 6 months. But right now you don't have a lot of bills, and like I said, ou non l'argent assez côté que ou ka risquer investir parce que 90% de paycheck ou en investissement, because you don't have too many bills where you have to keep paying or bien risquer and stuff like that, so you can keep investing. So that's the first thing, is just not to have the money sitting there. Any questions? Do you understand what I'm saying? I know I'm saying a lot, but it's gonna make sense.
I understand everything.